You know what I hope makes a comeback? Body kits.
Yeah.
Good, oh, shit. S2000.
Well, at least you tried.
Been there, done that.
Dude, listen to that bad boy. Oh, there goes that S15. Is that an S15?
Yeah.
That was gorgeous.
Sick Grand Am, bro.
Is that a Chevette with a friggin' huge, 402 crate motor in there or something like that?
You were speaking my language.
Yeah, you're lingity right there. So is he on the side of the freeway then? Poor Lou.
He said he pulled over into a gas station to soak the radiator.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of the Camcast. Yes, indeed.
There's a lot of us here tonight.
Okay,
Full house.
calm the fuck down, everybody. Jesus Christ!
Arsenio Hall's in the house.
All right, that's plenty. Thank you.
And you're fired.
Yes.
Oh.
I am Mike, dear leader, Doc Taste, man who shot an endurance race full of crap cans and a random 991 cup car.
Jealous.
Yes.
Something doesn't match.
Exactly.
Hey.
Yes, and we are joined yet again this week by Gavin Phuket.
Oh, hi.
Gavin Peak, our excitable child.
How goes it, everyone?
We're doing good.
Dope.
We're doing good.
Most dope.
Yes. To his right, the man who brought us a suitcase of hams.
Oh, my gosh.
I'll let you unpack that one as you will. Professor of the Ghetto Arts, you are mine, our Uncle Radical, Dave Raleigh.
Good evening.
Yes.
Mariska Hargitay.
Wait, Dave,
you're loving
where
that.
are you in the
You
agenda?
think that's so funny?
It
You-
is so
you've
funny to
changed.
me.
Dave has changed. Where are
what
we
is
this
Dave?
week?
Oh, I am at the word brilliant.
In where?
At the
Oh,
top.
okay, at the very top. You are the anonymous hyena.
God
Ooh.
damn it.
Well,
That
I
fits.
liked it better when I was the lemur.
Oh.
Yeah. I liked you better when you were the lemur.
Daw. Well,
Feels.
Tender.
sitting down at the end of the table, glowing with fatherly pride for reasons I can't quite understand.
I'm sorry?
I don't know why you're proud.
Man, why are you apologizing?
Yeah.
New dad.
It is Trent from Sandy, the shadowy billionaire.
Trent, Sandy.
Ahoy, hoy.
Yes. And then joining us again.
Hey.
Yes, because we finally caught him. Chained him to a radiator.
Yeah, we
Is
did.
this 4 in a row
I
now?
was on my way to a funeral in Italy.
He missed last week, but
He missed-
Oh.
he's back.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Combo breaker.
Hey,
Aw,
woo.
damn. It is Pizza Stepdad.
Hey.
Brandon Christiansen.
Brandon in the house. Good to see
Yes.
you guys. Love
Good
you guys.
seeing you too.
Everybody looks good.
Old
Yeah.
dad.
Missed your
We
face.
heard you mean it.
Got a good shine on everybody's face tonight. Looks
Yep.
good. Proud
That's
of
the
y'all.
alcohol.
Exactly.
It's the pizza grease.
Yeah, it's the pizza grease.
It's a lot of things. It is indeed many, many things. So we have quite the packed agenda this evening.
Indeed.
Oh, yes.
Yes, but before we get to that, we must remember that we are sponsored by somebody.
Uh-oh.
That
Tommy.
somebody would be Steady Broke Clothing.
Yes, and their magnanimous generosity, they've decided to throw their full weight behind us, this humble little media outlet.
What?
Yes,
Lovely.
What good people they are.
indeed.
Lovely.
Go to steadybroke.com, get yourself something sweet like their Block Broke AF shirt, the Depresso t-shirt like I'm wearing, dad hat, half tee, whatever you want.
Yeah, go get you a crop top.
Done and done.
Let all that burger meat float out there in the ether.
Tommy, I'm going to send you that picture, buddy.
Yeah, we're getting back to school time. Get yourself a Broke State University shirt.
Boom.
You know,
Apparently the Letterman jacket got shot down.
yeah.
Oh.
Whatever.
I even offered to front the money for it.
Damn
He still
it.
wouldn't do it.
Whatever.
That's
we'll,
okay.
we'll bootleg our own.
Okay.
Yeah. Head to the site, put a whole bunch of stuff in your cart, use coupon code CAMAUTO15 at checkout. Saves you 15% on your entire order.
Just because you're broke doesn't mean you can't live your dreams.
Steady Broke on all social media.
Boom, there it is.
Yes.
it out.
Indeed. Well,
Okay, so we had some racing.
yes, we did.
Oh, yes, we did.
Yes, we did.
But before the racing even started,
Yes.
we had some excitement.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
Force India
Oh, in the courtroom.
enters administration.
Hey.
Yup.
Yeah.
Ba-ba-ba-boo.
Yeah.
That's the Price is Right
Yep.
losing sound.
The
Okay,
sad
there you go.
tuba.
Good old VJ Malia.
Yep.
Did you guys ever hear the story about him in New York? Did you hear the story?
I have.
He had the Ferrari 599.
Yep.
Yep. And he went to a bank, right? And he said, hey, I want to get a loan on this.
That's him?
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah, that was him.
VJ
Wow.
Malia.
Yeah.
He got a loan for, what was it, like $1,000 or something
It was like
that?
$1,100 or something.
And he used the Ferrari as collateral, and of course the bank required him to park the Ferrari at the bank, which was underground in a safe, secure place. And he's like, oh, this is the... And we came back, and he only paid, like, what, $1.50 on interest or something
like that, yeah.
He's like, oh, this is the cheapest way to park a car in New York. You know, it was so genius. And he left it there for a month and everything, came back, paid the interest, got his
Yeah.
car back. Anyways, So this same guy is now in administration in F1. Yay, Force
Yep.
India.
Hooray!
Great. Now he's going to park all of F1 in a bank underground.
And now he's being sued by his top driver, Sergio Perez.
There are so many moving parts to this mess.
Because apparently he wants money,
Yeah.
His
Well, his-
driver and his sponsors want money,
Yeah, that's how...
which is ridiculous.
Including, I don't know, a little company called Mercedes.
Yeah, they have not paid their engine and transmission supplier, which is Mercedes.
They
Perez.
haven't paid their driver, Perez. They owe him $3 million.
Yeah,
But
so-
the mind-boggling thing is that team usually, that level of team usually has their drivers pay, and sponsors usually pay, but they owe money to their sponsors. It's mind-boggling.
they're the upper crust of the mid tier. So
Right.
they're
Yeah.
at that point where it's like,
Last season, they were the best of the rest.
Yeah.
Like, they finished out, and he made a lot of money. Like, when you're that high, like 5th or 6th in the championship, you walk away with quite a bit of money.
yeah. So yeah, I mean that's how Williams was last year. They had a pay driver in,
Lance Stroll.
and then they had a driver that they were paying in Valtteri Bottas.
Yeah,
but
who
now
went-
they've
2 years ago?
or
Yeah.
whatever it was. Yeah,
Yeah.
now they've reverted back to just
Total shit.
hilarity. But anyway, yeah. So
Yeah, it's not a good time. So yeah, Sergio Perez filed a suit to kind of protect it. Well, at least this is what he's saying and putting the press release forward. That's saying he's trying to protect the 400 employees back at the factory, which is true, makes sense.
Yeah.
Good for him. I hope something good happens. Mm-hmm. There's rumors flying all over the place that
there's so many rumors.
Yes.
Lance Stroll dad,
Right.
his dad
Stroll.
is
I saw that one.
Billionaire
walking in,
hedge fund dude.
going to buy the company, and they even
Yeah.
talked about it on Sky Sports during the Grand Prix, saying Lance is most likely going to go to Force India when his dad buys it. So.
Yeah. Well, that's just like Lawrence Stroll's name was mentioned, like apparently, like offhand in some meeting.
Yeah.
And everybody's just like, "Well, this is happening now. God damn it!"
Yeah.
It's like,
well,
but
now they're kind of forcing him to do it. I mean, he's a billionaire. Who cares? Do it, Lawrence.
in my head, somebody was just like some assistant or somebody was just curious in a meeting, like, "What is Lance's dad?" And just looked it up.
Yeah.
And it's just Lawrence Stroll.
Stroll.
And then everybody just like heard it, like, he's buying this shit. Wait, what?
Yeah, it was just like South Park. It's like Lawrence Stroll.
Yeah, just some dude who
Yeah.
he needed to get that intellectual itch scratched.
Just so you guys know, as your stepdad, I love you all so much that I would buy a Formula One team for each and every one of you. Except for you, new dad. Oh, it's salt.
Aw.
Oh, shit, I'm throwing it so
Savagery.
early.
That's
Damn.
okay. He's the
Goddamn.
shadowy billionaire. He can buy everything
he already
you have
owns.
out.
Yeah.
I could buy all of your F1
You can
teams.
buy all of me.
You'll
Seriously, let's talk after. Okay, gross.
I got $17.
So it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Yes.
And it's like it's already mid-season. I mean, we're the summer break right now, so
Yeah.
there's no F1 for a month. It's like, what's going to happen during this off time? You
Yeah.
know? It's going to be crazy.
Well, there have already. So if somebody steps in, say Lawrence Stroll steps in to buy the company,
Yeah.
so Force India has already accrued like $150 million in prize money.
Right.
So if they were to, if they want to keep that, they have to have the other 9 teams say, okay,
Yeah.
sure. you can-
Unanimously vote.
Yes,
Yeah.
but they took a vote in Germany after the Grand Prix,
And?
Williams, McLaren, and Renault.
Oh.
Renault, of all people,
Right.
said no.
All of the back markers.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
And it's funny because people are saying that Renault did this as like a show of power.
Right.
They're like, they're arguably the smallest manufacturer, or like as far as power goes.
Oh, yeah. The weakest.
Yeah, so
For
they're
sure.
just like, no, we're willing to fuck somebody over. Look what we can do.
Look what we can do.
Yeah,
We'll take this bankrupt team straight down to hell.
They just like ran into a kindergarten and kicked some kid in the face.
That sounds like Renault. Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
things are looking
So it didn't fly. Didn't unanimously get the pass there.
no. So it's a bit difficult if somebody were to want,
Yeah.
say Lawrence Stroll does end up buying the team.
Beverages, anybody?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he's going to have to foot even more money for this thing.
Oh, yeah. Because he's going to have to pay the other teams to get that unanimous vote. Good
Yeah.
old F1.
Or-
No, I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, or somebody is just going to remain,
Gavin.
Or they'll just write out the rest of the season with no updates and continue to suck.
just fall further and further down.
Which I feel bad. Esteban Ocon already talked about. He's got some pretty awesome options on the table for him as far as new drives go for next year. I'm excited. He's a true talent.
He's a really good driver.
I think he has championship potential if he gets in the right seat.
Exactly. That's the thing. He's got to find the right landing spot.
So he is out. He's going to go I think Sergio Perez is, to be honest with you, but just the fact he has so much money, he brings so much of that Mexican money.
Yeah, he brings a lot to the table.
That
And
some team will pick him up. My guess is Williams, because they suck.
They need somebody.
And they're out of money, which is crazy. But
he brings money. He's also he's more talented than anybody they have right now.
Yeah, he is.
So,
he is a good driver. He is a decent driver. So,
So
I'll give him that. But you know who's on that slippery slope of suckage is McLaren. Like
Yes.
they are heading down the road to no recovery.
Yeah.
Is how I'm looking at this slide
Man.
that they're in, which is sad because of the heritage that they have. It's just
Right.
they're going to be the next. I don't see them improving for the next 3 to 5 years. I mean,
they are kind of at a point where it's either they need to turn this around right now, or
Yep.
they just need to settle in for
yeah.
just a long, cold winter. Of,
I don't know why they don't develop their own engines. I don't get that. It's like, holy shit, you're a true car manufacturer. You can't take a little bit of time to develop a super hybrid V6?
Well, yeah, they only know how to make a 3.8 or a 4.0 V8.
There you go.
So,
Turbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twinsies. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
well.
there you go. So, yeah. That's a thing in F1. What else happened in F1?
There was an actual race.
What?
Where
Yes.
was it?
It was in Hungary.
Oh, Nyíregyházatos is a Magyarország.
Did they feed the people there?
They do. Oh, my God. I'm going to punch you in the face so hard right now. Do you know how
Goddamn.
many times I heard that? So, for
Damn.
those listeners who don't know, I served a religious sabbatical
Yeah.
in Hungary for 2 years.
A religiously sponsored vacation.
Yes, so religiously that I paid for.
Well, you know.
Or my grandparents and my mom did.
Right.
Yeah. But, yeah, and I freaking love the Hungarian people. I love Hungary. It's a beautiful country. The track's awesome. It's nowhere near Budapest, and they even kind of call that out in Sky Sports coverage.
And it has an awesome name, the Hungaroring.
The Hungaroring, but
That
if you
is
look at it, it
amazing.
says Nagy, which
Yeah.
could be translated directly to Big Nut.
Yeah.
But it's really more like Large Hill, I
So
think is
the-
what it's translated to. Because it is in a hilly region, kind of north and east of Budapest. But anyways, yeah,
Yeah.
it was the Hungarian Grand Prix, which you heard a little bit of Hungarian. It's been
Yeah.
20 years since I last spoke it
Yeah, you know.
fluently, although I did get my minor in Hungarian.
How's that working out for you?
It's awesome. Yeah,
Okay.
totally don't use it anywhere.
Sweet.
I speak a dying language.
Money well spent.
There you go.
It will be gone in my lifetime.
Yeah.
Anyways, but it was a great race. I missed all of qualifying because stupid Dish Network didn't record
it
anything
was-
in my DVR.
I ended up watching the highlights of that, and it kind of got progressively weirder,
Yeah.
and then finally it devolved into full-on like downpour for
Yeah.
Q3.
Just wet.
Yes.
That's all you could describe it as wet, and whoever was on the right tire at the right time won. And
Yes.
that was Lewis Hamilton. So
yes. And shockingly,
Yeah.
because rain is the great equalizer,
It is.
both the Toro Rosso cars qualified in the top 10.
They did.
Yes.
Yeah. Both Pierre Gasly and Brendan Hartley were right up there.
Brendan Hartley, to the surprise of literally everyone.
But what was even more surprising was how shitty Red Bull was in the wet.
Yeah.
They were just like, even Max Verstappen said, hey, we didn't have the car set up for the rain.
No.
At all. We didn't have the car for it, which they are notoriously known for having awesome downforce, awesome
Yeah.
grip all the time. So wet, they always pray for wet. And
yeah, this would have.
they finally got it, and they dropped the ball.
Yeah, ideally this would have been what they wanted, but
Yeah.
clearly not.
Yeah, but then we come to race day, and it was
Yep.
beautiful and hot.
Yeah.
It does get really muggy. Like Hungary itself is actually below sea level in most
Oh.
areas. It's a humid son bitch, is how I would say it. You
All
just
right.
walk. I got off the plane and instantly, just sweat everywhere. I didn't even.
Damn, son.
Yeah, Gold Bond was my best friend. Anyway, so
Nice.
yes,
Nice.
chafage.
Yummy.
Yes, it's real.
What a visual.
Anyways, yeah, let's all. Never mind. Anyways, moving
Moving on.
Yeah,
Moving on
the
quickly.
race itself was actually pretty good at first.
Yeah.
You had the two Mercedes, 1-2 front row lockout.
Yep. Followed by both the Ferraris.
But in reverse order with Raikkonen ahead of Vettel,
Mm-hmm.
which played out a little interestingly a little later in the race.
That it did.
But, yeah, and then the mid-pack, there was a lot of Daniel Ricciardo was way down because he had an engine failure or something.
Something like that, yeah.
And Max Verstappen was up there pretty good. He was like 5th or 6th, I think.
Yeah, he was
qualified.
running fifth or yeah.
I think he was running fifth.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
But right off the start, he got a really good start.
yeah, he had a really good start, and then unfortunately he had a power issue.
Oh, my gosh.
The car just died on
And
him.
then Renault does what Renault does.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it just blew up. And then you should have heard the tirade on the radio. It was
Oh,
awesome.
yeah.
So-
it was quite
It was like
quite the tirade.
It was like listening to an edited rap song because it was like, oh, this fuck, bleep, bleep, bleep.
Yeah, they
all
just,
the
like,
bleeps
cut
were
it
just
out.
bleeping, bleep.
Wow.
Yeah.
He literally said to his team, let's just drive it till it blows up. I don't bleeping care. And it was like, because, the
Like-
engine was failing.
They're
Yeah.
like, shut it down, please.
And he's like, no, let's just drive it till it fails. I don't even fucking care. This
Stop
is
the
a
car,
piece
Max.
of
Please stop the car. Stop the car, Max.
It almost sounded like Dr. Evil in Austin Powers 2 when he's in prison rapping with Minnie.
Yeah.
I'm going to
God.
bust something like that. It's pretty funny. Anyways.
Nice.
So yeah, he retired early. It was like lap 7,
Something like that,
7
yeah.
or 10, something like that. But
Yeah.
it was super sad because he was in 5th.
He was doing really well, and then
Yep. And they had the potential, as we saw how Ricardo performed, to really do something in F1 this race.
Yeah, Ricardo just charged through the field.
Yeah.
And
But Hamilton, he was just a whole different class. He just owned it. Ended up winning by 17 seconds. So spoiler alert, Hamilton won.
yeah, so
But, who got second? Not Valtteri. Nope.
Because Valtteri got clipped by Seb.
Well, he clipped Seb. That's
So-
how I see it. It was
like,
Seb's corner.
It
and-
was well,
but Seb shouldn't have closed the door so tight.
yeah,
so
that was
tightly.
so
Because Seb knew he had wing damage because he had already hit Seb.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
but it was a really good race towards the end just because of he was super long on tires at that point because he had pitted at lap 15 to cover Raikkonen because they put Raikkonen in early and then they covered Raikkonen with Valtteri and he had super old tires towards the end of the race. Same thing that happened last race.
Yeah.
Where he was being thrown to the dogs really. And then good old Seb, him and Seb got into it. And then him and Raikkonen got into it. Hey, there he is. The man, the myth, the legend.
Cool. Just throw him on the pile.
Because that's
It is
exactly
all good.
what we needed. More beer.
Yes.
It's okay.
All the beers.
Yeah.
For those who don't know,
Yep.
Yes.
So it was
we have been joined.
yes,
We've been joined by our guest.
by the one, the only, the recent graduate,
Luke
Yes.
Draayer.
Luke Draayer.
Yes. Let's not put the pizza box on the barbecue sauce.
Let's put the pizza box on the barbecue sauce. I
Put the
think
barbecue
we should
box in the pizza thing.
do. It puts the lotion on the skin.
Everybody-
I don't know.
Damn.
All right, everybody, just shut up for a
All
minute,
right.
okay? God in heaven.
Jeez, where? Gal.
All right. There we
Anyways.
go.
Hey.
Yeah, feel free to pull the mic close to you, so it's
Do a little
comfortable.
Looking
Sound
good,
check.
sir.
Check.
Talk. Bring it a little closer to you.
Looks like the
You
AC
can-
works
you
in
can
the
spin it
Primera.
and stuff.
Yeah.
No, it
Just
definitely
turn
did not work today.
Aw.
Oh no.
Ah,
Oh no.
Utah freeways. Am I right?
Yep.
Yeah.
No
There we go.
joke.
Classic turn on the heater so you don't.
Oh,
yeah.
I've been
yeah.
there.
That move.
We've all been there.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Within the last year.
Who hasn't?
Yeah.
SR20 life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he brought the Primera this time.
Yes, I did.
I'm
That
excited.
makes me
I'm
very,
excited
very
to
happy.
see it.
Nice.
I'm excited to see it.
So this new voice you're hearing is Luke Draayer, Cam Superfan. Woo! Our guest for the week. Woo! Yes.
Welcome, Luke.
Yes, welcome. We're still talking about Formula One right now.
Yeah, we're just about to wrap it up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you watch the race, Luke?
No.
Oh, you didn't miss anything.
Yeah, so
Well, it's Formula One.
yeah,
so
Bottas ended up bumping into Raikkonen, or not Raikkonen, Ricardo, towards
Ricardo.
towards
Yep.
later in the race, and he did not want to give the position back that he.
No, but his team
No,
told him to
yeah.
because he was going to get penalized because he didn't turn. If you look at the steering angle, he
Yeah.
wasn't turning. Yeah,
No.
he had no front wing, but
Yeah, they just straight up said, Valtteri, you
Yeah.
need to give it back.
yeah.
So,
But what I love is the post race. So yeah, Vettel won, or I mean Hamilton. I wish. Right?
Hamilton from Vettel from Kimi.
Yep, Hamilton, Vettel, Kimi. Yeah,
Yes.
it was a good race. Good, Ferrari did what Ferrari does, though. They screwed up everything. So they had a chance to really put Vettel in a position to challenge Hamilton for the win, but they had a 2 second slower pit stop.
Yeah, that was a problem.
And they did that for both Raikkonen and Vettel. They just effed it up. But, they say you win as a team, you lose as a team. Blah, blah,
Exactly.
blah, 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 all that
Yep.
bullshit. So,
Well, and so for some of the other people who both the Haas cars finished in the points.
yeah, barely.
And Pierre Gasly scored himself 8 points.
Yeah, I got sixth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there we
For
go.
a Honda motored Toro Rosso, which
Like-
is good signs for Red Bull because they're going to have a Honda
And
engine next
he
year.
Yeah.
finished ahead of Alonso, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no McLaren in the points.
No.
No.
Yeah, Stoffel Van Dorn retired yet again because his car failed him.
Yeah.
Because it is becoming increasingly clear McLaren may or may not know what they are doing
Well,
right
I
now.
think Zach Brown called that out last race and said we have a systemic issue across everything. So it's not just aero engine; it's
Yeah.
the whole thing is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
It's basically a GM from the late.
It's a Malaysia era
80s,
GM.
Yeah, exactly, early 90s.
Yeah,
God.
that's
it's
what
like
it
an
is.
Oldsmobile
Damn.
Alero. They're racing an Alero. It's the McLaren Alero is what it is.
Amazing. That's what we need.
I'm dry heaving. It's
I mean, to be fair, in the 80s, ASC McLaren actually did build a Grand Prix.
and they did do a Mustang too.
That
Yeah.
is true.
They did
Yes,
a
that is true.
turboed Mustang, which is that was cool. I don't remember the Grand Prix,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the Grand Prix was cool because it was a turbo Grand
but
Prix.
at that point Bruce
Yeah.
was dead, so put his name everywhere. Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Of course.
You know,
Yeah.
rest in peace. Oh, speaking
Exactly.
of death,
Well, we'll get to that in a minute.
What
Oh,
a
sorry. I thought
segue.
that
We're
was
gonna do-
segue at the moment there.
I mean, you tried.
I tried.
You just
It's for my beloved dear leader.
I'm not
went
even.
out.
I'm not going to give you points for
See,
that.
You went-
see,
a good
see
segue,
this
though.
breakage point in the agenda
Well, I
that
never
says,
look at the
Yeah.
agenda. That,
Yeah.
that says we
Readings
shouldn't
for-
talk about death yet.
readings for chumps. Anyways, so yeah, it was a good race. It was in Magyarország. That's how you say Hungarian and
Yeah.
Hungarian. Hungary and Hungarian. Is annyira gyönyörű a magyarok, és a csajok annyira szép. So
Yes.
that's, I just said that the Hungarian people are beautiful, especially the ladies. But, whatever.
And as the
Whatever
sun,
floats your boat, they're all good looking over there.
and as the sun sets on the big nut,
Hey.
allow me to remind you that
Notch D.
we're selling stuff.
Hey.
Hey,
Yes.
CamAutoswag.com.
Yes, we made it very
Check it.
simple for you.
Check it out.
yes.
We got all sorts of stuff.
I hope we redirected the old URLs.
Yes, we did.
Good.
T-shirts,
Good.
sweatshirts, hats. We've got cell phone covers.
Yeah.
All kinds of good stuff. And we're also fat kid friendly. We
Yes,
got the
we are.
3X.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you can rock our stuff with us
Yeah.
because we are also the same size.
Yep.
Yes, we are.
Shout out to Matthew Tomek who followed through on the email and got a coupon code and got himself a hat.
Hey,
Nice.
right
Whoa,
on.
good job,
Thank
Matthew.
you, Matt.
Oh, also shout out to our man Dan Chalinsky, and I am blanking on your name, but he was actually wearing the.
I saw Dan.
Dan was wearing the limited edition new, black and white tee.
Yep.
Dope.
And the other guy, I can't remember his name, and it's bugging me right now. But he
That
is
guy.
He is
Yeah.
literally the only. I think he's
The
the
one
only
dude.
person who bought the hurricane relief benefit shirt.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
sweet.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, so
I
he,
saw that in the team photo.
yeah, so
The
he
chump
was,
car.
yeah, so he was rocking that. So shout out to those dudes.
Love you,
Yeah.
Dan.
Very cool.
Yeah,
The twin engine.
yes, the FX32.
FX32 twin.
Yes,
So you might not be able to be as cool as somebody with a twin-engine Corolla hatchback.
Never.
Yes.
But you can be cool enough to rock a Cam Automag shirt.
Do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
You should definitely do that.
Indeed.
Some of them have-
CamAutoswag.com.
Some of them even have our faces on it.
yeah,
Yes, which those actually I finally updated, so they're now all the same price, but they're
good.
now a lot cheaper. So
Oh, there you
we go.
Get our faces for cheap.
Perfect.
Exactly.
I mean, you could already get mine, but
Yeah, my wife got my face for cheap, but anyways. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Ah.
part of the agreement.
All right, kids. I'm still looking to go out on loan. Come on.
Hey, there
where
you
y'all
go.
at?
If you'd like to put a bid on Dave, email it to
mailbag at camautomag.com.
perfect. Right on time.
Yes.
or you can buy a shirt with his face on it for $19.
It's
Bingo.
true.
Do
Yeah,
it.
You could do that.
I
I would
also-
actually be humbled to know that somebody would buy a T-shirt with my face on.
I'm gonna.
I also like the idea of the mailbox just getting flooded with a bunch of stuff with the subject line, I want to date Dave.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it.
Send us what you got,
If
people.
you
There
want
it
to
is.
date Dave,
Make
I
it-
will send you a coupon code.
Make it weird, people. That is what we're looking for.
Give detail.
Send it. I'm in. Let's
Send
go
it.
ahead, lick the stamp, empty the outbox. I'm in. I'm on it.
Wow.
Let's see if we can
I feel
horrify
like
somebody
the
into a
stamps for
coma.
something else.
We need to talk off
Damn,
air.
all right.
We need to talk off air about Cabinet Lady.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay.
Cabinet lady.
hey.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a
Hey,
Don't worry about Cabinet Lady, Gavin.
Sounds.
I've got that on lock.
It sounds exotic.
You got this, Dave.
Luke's like looking around, like, oh, what did I get
I'm
into?
here for you, Dave.
What is this?
This is
I'm
exactly.
here for you, Dave.
This is what you're a fan of.
Yep.
Yes, I am.
Somehow,
That was
some
clean.
way.
That was crisp.
That was
like it
clean.
hurt
Good high
a little
five.
bit.
It actually didn't.
No, it felt good.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Felt good.
It was the powerful high five.
Yeah. I hope
Yeah.
they
Like
came across
Voltron.
on air.
It was like Voltron.
Oh,
high
it
five.
yeah, it did. Right there.
Oh yeah, it spiked.
Mike,
Yeah.
Mike is pointing to the peaks.
Yeah, I'm pointing. Yeah.
Rad.
All right. Well, shall we get into the news?
Oh yeah.
Well, should we rifle off some questions to our guest?
Oh,
yeah.
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
20
I
questions.
Have those.
I'm going to ask
I
you a
have
question.
those.
Do you
No,
want
no.
something to drink?
Oh yeah. There you go.
Sure.
Okay.
What would you like? We have a bevy of things.
This is the answer.
Surprise me.
Okay,
Oh.
good man.
Oh, he
Good
takes the
man.
political road.
getting water or are you getting hams?
Yep. It's water, hams, banquet.
Hey man,
There is
Hams,
no
it's
middle
from the land
ground.
of sky blue water.
The banquet burger.
All right, so I've got 5 questions I'm going to rapid fire at you. This
Yes.
is a new thing we're going to do with our guests to find out a little bit more about them because our first episode, we don't really talk to the guests all that much. It's
We just-
mainly the second episode, so
Yeah.
we're going to give you a little teaser,
Yeah.
Preview.
preview of our guests.
So don't feel pressured, but feel pressured.
Roger.
We're just getting you loose, getting you warmed up.
Loosey goosey.
Yes. So, Luke, first car.
1970 Chevy Nova.
Oh,
Nice.
Well
Cool.
done.
Yeah.
Well
Cool.
done.
Cool.
Yep.
What is the last thing musically that you listen to?
The Glitch Mob, Fortune Days.
Oh, good song.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very
Proper
Some of that,
selection.
Attaboy.
Some of the house in there. Some of them electronic music. I like it.
What is your lottery car? Your one car you buy when you win the lottery?
Saline S7.
Oh,
My dude.
Like
Very
it.
nice.
Like
So
it.
far,
Good
you're hitting
choice.
them out of
My
the
boy.
park,
Yeah.
man.
Supposedly can hold itself upside down at speed.
Yes.
Also made of magnesium.
Oh, highly flammable.
the most important question on this list: thin crust or stuffed crust?
Oh,
Deep dish.
Attaboy.
left field.
That is
All
an
right.
acceptable answer.
Suck on that, billionaire. Good answer.
And Mustang or Camaro?
Camaro.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
All
What
right.
genre? Give me the genre. Which gen?
Whatever I can splurt, I'm all it in.
There you go.
Nice.
Okay.
Third gen. That's the answer. Yes.
Ha.
Third is best.
I
mean,
kind
like
of
it.
have an 82.
There
There you go.
All right.
There you go.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, so that's a little bit of our guest, Luke, and
Yes.
he'll obviously be joining us on this episode, and we'll find out a lot more about him on Thursday's episode.
Yes,
Yeah.
we will.
So check it out.
Yep.
Woot, woot.
So now that I've screwed it up at least once, and
Yeah, now that you've
old
killed.
Dad has screwed it up once.
Yeah, now that you.
Shall we get into the news?
Yeah, now that you've killed it, let's talk about something else that's being buried.
Good news.
Oh,
Lancia,
that was
the-
a sad segue.
that was, but I could not
Lancia.
resist.
Yeah.
The Dacia Sandero.
Dacia Sandero?
They're finally
No.
burying the Dacia Sandero
No.
with James May in it.
No.
Oh.
No.
We could only hope.
All right. Stop.
Unfortunately, Sergio Marchioni,
Rest in peace.
yep, has passed.
Yes. So sad to hear. It was sudden, but obviously his family knew something was going on.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, FCA only found out about it a day before we did.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
true.
crazy.
So,
Yeah,
So they made the sweeping changes throughout their
on a Friday.
Yep.
throughout their hierarchy.
Man.
As soon as they found out, and then announced those the next day, and that's when everybody else found out. So we obviously last week when we were recording this, I kind of had a feeling that we might be doing this
Yeah.
week,
Yeah.
which is sad. But and unfortunately, it has happened. But he did have shoulder surgery, is what we were told, on
Yeah.
July 20th.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
everybody was saying. Complications from shoulder surgery.
But
Yes.
the shoulder surgery, according to some Italian publications, were saying is because of invasive cancer.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he has been treated for something. We don't. There's no confirmation, but he has been
Yeah.
treated for an illness over the last year. But like FCA said, they only found out the day before they made all those changes.
Well, yeah, and it was in the recovery, and he took a turn for the worse pretty rapidly.
Yeah.
They had to fly his two children. He has two sons. The surgery was in Switzerland. He was in Italy. And so, yeah, there's sad story across the board. You know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. He did accomplish quite a bit, as we
Oh,
talked
yeah.
about all the things he was last week of all the companies he was a board member on.
Yeah.
But, he really did turn around Fiat from being nothing to...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and Chrysler as well. He saved Chrysler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely kept all that stuff afloat.
Yeah. I mean, he was a bulldog. He wasn't the nicest man, but he...
No, but he's like, he
he
saw
told-
it when there was a job that needed to get done. He's
Yep.
like, well, this is what we got to do.
Yep.
You know, there's a lot of talk too because he had a core group of people that he brought with him. So he would promote from within, which I love. I'm a firm believer in that.
Yeah.
And he has what's called his children within the corporations that he managed that he would put into positions way above where they should have been qualified for. But he loved to do that because they would actually step up, have fresh ideas,
Yeah.
and push things across the line and not be afraid to fail. Which you hear a lot of in the technology world is don't be afraid to fail. You know, test, fail.
Yeah.
But you'll
Right.
find the one thing that works. But in the corporate world, it's a little bit different. So now everybody's like, well, what's going to happen with them? But I think they're in a good boat. I think the board made a good decision promoting who they did and
Yeah.
putting people in the places that they did. Although with Ferrari, it's of course always tied back to Marlboro.
Yeah.
Which is, they did that. They put a Marlboro man in the president position. So
Yeah.
but it's, he'll be missed. He was an active F1 fan, and I don't know if you guys talked about this last week. I haven't heard yet, but after every meeting he had in Italy in Maranello, he would go take a Ferrari out in Fiorano.
Oh,
Almost
nice.
daily, he would take whatever was
Wow.
like new in there. So you would see Sergio rocking a 488 or a
That's awesome.
a super fast, whatever the hell they call that new car. So
Yeah.
the A12 super fast. So,
Yeah.
yeah, he was a true car guy to the core. So
Dang.
He will be
Wow.
missed. He will be missed.
Indeed.
Well, there we have it. Sad news, but good news.
Dacia Sandero?
The Dacia Sandero?
No,
They're killing it?
no,
Oh, dang it.
no.
This is
damn.
something they are building up, not shutting down.
Oh.
But we have a name
Uh-oh.
for the new McLaren 3-seater.
Yes.
Okay,
I
read
guess
it.
spiritual
That's what they're calling
successor
it.
to
Is it called the F1?
No.
It's
No.
not.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're calling it the Speedtail
Speedtail.
Oh, that's
because
a,
it's
yeah,
faster
that's
than the F1.
Wait, is that a
Yeah. Does it have
Malibu
a-
boat? That sounds like a
Does it have
Malibu
a tail?
boat.
Well, the logo that is being posted looks like it would be for a boat of some sort.
Right,
Yeah,
it
it
does
looks-
look like a
It
boat.
Yeah.
actually does, yes.
Yeah, it's the new Malibu wake
Yep.
setter
It's,
speedtail.
it's definitely luxurious.
Yeah,
Yeah?
yeah.
Well, it's
I mean,
supposed to be the most luxurious one yet, right?
Right. So that's the crazy thing is it's supposed to be faster than the F1, but it's also going to be the most luxurious vehicle.
So they're gunning for the Bugatti Veyron and the Chiron with this.
Yeah.
I'm assuming, right?
Yeah.
Is that what they have in their sights?
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
it's all-
I mean,
disappointing.
McLaren as a company, I think, just has Bugatti in their
Right.
sights.
Right.
Yeah.
but they're calling it a Hyper GT,
Mm-hmm.
and only 106 people will have the privilege of owning one.
And I bet they're already sold.
So
yeah.
it's not really the successor to the F1 then, because the
No.
F1 was in no way, shape, or form
No,
a
that's supposed
GT
to be
car.
race
car.
Yeah, that was a race car.
Yeah, I mean,
like
it was-
a road car for the. It was a race car
It's
for
a
the road.
homologated race car.
Yeah.
So that's why they don't call it the F1. But I
Yeah.
mean, obviously that 3-seater will make it have comparisons to that. But
Right.
I guess
but-
we keep on drawing conclusions, right? It's like, oh, because
Right.
it has this one thing, it's supposed to be a successor for
Right.
this other thing. It's like,
which I think will come back to haunt them.
Yeah.
Good luck with
maybe,
that.
yeah.
Well, listen, they're not doing really good with the race car thing.
They're not
so-
doing really good with anything right
Yeah,
now.
they
They're-
need-
they're,
they-
as a
Their
company
street
not
cars-
doing well.
The street cars are good, though.
Aston Martin, however, they're doing extremely well from a financial perspective.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
McLaren, not so much.
McLaren needs a win. Damn it, they really need one.
Well, let's hope this pulls it off.
Like a meaningful win. Not
Oh.
your stuff's great, but nobody's buying it. Not
Right.
that. So anyway,
but speaking of wins,
yeah.
Oh,
so
This is a real win.
yeah,
this is a great win because everybody just it has brought up so much stuff. Lamborghini,
Oh,
yes,
They have punched holes in Porsche's nerd lap.
the Raging
Yeah.
Bull.
Wow, wow.
Yes.
Wow, 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 wow.
they have torn
Thank you,
Porsche's
Gavin.
record asunder.
Yes.
and dragged the dismembered corpse around the Nürburgring
Around the holy ring.
We'll see.
as they set the new record. Listen, they've got it right now. That's really
We'll see how long this lasts.
well.
yeah.
So as opposed to the last time they set the record, quote unquote, this time they're releasing pretty much every bit of data that they can.
Nice.
Well, because they got so much shit for it the last time around.
Yeah,
with the
so-
Huracan.
With the Performante.
Yeah, so they're just getting out ahead of
Go
it.
Minnesota.
They're basically saying, "Listen, nerds, we did this.
Yeah,
Here
listen,
is
nerds.
literally everything you need,"
Listen.
and then dropping like an encyclopedia on the desk,
AKA the mic.
Yeah.
It's just like kabunk.
and just like it's all there. Figure it out. So
yeah, we
what I
didn't-
love-
we didn't mention what this vehicle was. The,
Oh, it is the
Aventador
Aventador
SVJ.
Event
Yes.
Adore SVJ.
Yes.
Right. Yeah.
yes, so
It's a
What
lot
I,
of
what I
things.
love is I follow Magnus Walker on Instagram, and he's been Instagramming about this ever since
Yeah.
it happened.
Yeah.
He's like, really, Porsche? He's like, when are we going to take it back? Is what he's saying now, and he's an ambassador
He
to
is.
the brand. So I mean, you know,
it's like all right,
he's
yeah,
got
man.
some backing.
What is
Indeed.
Porsche going to come with though? Like they have nothing in the
Oh,
pipeline
Did
as
you
far
see
as I
this?
know.
They're
that
doing
will-
a road car version of the 918 Le Mans car.
Oh,
They're going to do that. They
Okay.
teased this the other day. It's
Is it
like
called
just
the 918
barely.
Spider?
I don't know. No, it's not the 918, but it's like the Le Mans
Right.
car,
Right.
Neat.
but a road going version. So
I try to make jokes sometimes.
I don't think
He's
they're going
right.
to take it laying down. You know?
I don't.
The
Porsche
Germans
doesn't do that.
No.
They don't do that.
The Germans tend not to do that.
That's
But
the
I
German way.
But I
Yeah.
also don't think the correct response would be a road-going version of an old LMP1 car.
That dominated for
That seems like a bit of an overreaction.
yeah.
Well, they are talking about that hypercar rule, right?
Oh,
oh, yeah.
So yeah,
So it's
they've
based
gotta
off of
have,
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they've got to
it's
have
actually-
something.
It's based off of that, and they're teasing it. So I
Yeah.
don't know how true this. I don't remember what the source I got it. I think maybe Jalopnik or on a blog or something.
something. I don't. I
Don't
yeah,
quote me. I'm drunk. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
No.
I'm not.
Go
Well,
home, Dad.
yeah. So
Okay.
Just kidding.
Do you
That's
need
safe.
more
Please,
sauce,
don't leave me.
Dad?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
yes.
Okay.
So now the new record currently, barring review or
Right.
angry internets or whatever, is 6 minutes 44 seconds .97.
With the Lamborghini
Which is-
Aventador SVJ.
Which is 2.5 seconds quicker than the GT2 RS, but in Nürburgring time, that's like razor thin margins.
Yeah.
Not a lot.
No,
Not
2.5 seconds. That's like 4 car lengths.
Yeah, 2.5 seconds is correcting for lap traffic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's 4 car lengths.
And that's the
over-
thing that
That's
actually
over a 20-kilometer circuit. It's like
That's
14
huge.
miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 seconds over 20 kilometers is massive. Or sorry, it's nothing over a massive
Yeah.
track.
Yeah.
Minuscule.
Right. That actually makes me disappointed. So there were rumors before they actually released the time that they were pulling a 653 on like an open track day.
Well, yeah, with traffic.
Yeah, with
Right.
traffic.
With
Right.
a Ford Transit in front
Right.
of them.
So
Driven by Sabine Schmitz.
Exactly.
So they only were able to pull off 9 seconds more
Well,
without that traffic? Like that
I
to
feel
me
like
felt
somebody's
Yeah.
sandbagging.
yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
9 seconds is a lot of time on a track. Are
That
you
is.
kidding me right now?
But
Well,
on
like,
that
There's
big
so
of a
much,
track,
it's such a huge track, though.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
it's a
still
lot
a
of-
It's 160
shit ton of
corners.
time. So what we'll do is we'll jump on the old sim here and see what 9
Well-
seconds looks like spatial wise,
Well-
looking at it from a space perspective.
Well, no, you got to look at it like this. So, like 9 seconds out at UMC, the full track out there is 4.5 miles.
Right.
9 seconds on that is a decent amount of time.
yeah,
Imagine something
twice that size.
3
Three
or 4.
times.
No,
10
yeah.
times.
It has to
Five
at
times-
Really,
has to
5
at least
times
be
that size.
3
Yeah.
times bigger, according to Derek Zoolander.
Yeah, like
What is this? The Center for Ants?
But yeah, so like, a big gap on a more conventional course is
Right.
like
I
that-
just looking at it from a racing perspective. That's a huge margin. That's a huge margin.
Yeah.
No matter what series you look at,
Oh yeah, no. But-
anything over a second, you're like 8 car lengths behind.
Yeah.
It's insane. But kudos to Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Let's stay relevant somehow.
Well, they're got to do something.
Damn.
Ooh, shots fired. Well,
Well,
where,
they
where
could-
my allegiance lies.
if Porsche does come out with something to beat it by a couple seconds, there's always a chance Lamborghini will come out with the SVJ
Plus,
Plus.
Or
Yeah,
whatever.
like they do those special editions when they end a model, like the Centenario came
Yeah.
towards the end of the Aventador
Yeah.
run. What was the limited production, the 20 models that came at the end of the
There's
Murcielago.
Reventone.
The Reventone.
oh,
yeah.
the Revent.
Yeah.
that's cool.
So they could pull something like that out.
Oh, yeah.
And-
Yeah.
I would love it
And
though
go
if
for it
Porsche just ran the GT2 RS again.
Yeah.
It's got a better lap time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, just kidding.
Oh, the sun was out.
We just drove it harder this time.
Oh, it was a dry track this time.
Right.
Yeah. Could happen.
The better air density or
Yeah.
something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, there you go. I love
yeah.
I love this era we live in. This
Yeah.
power battle is amazing.
Yeah, it's
What
fun.
an age.
It's a fun time.
What an age we live in.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yes.
But trying to clean up their act a little bit, the new acting head of the EPA has reinstated enforcement of the quote-unquote super polluters.
Yes.
There's your air quotes.
Yes.
There you go.
There we go. Perfect.
Then the first 3 weeks of his being on the job, he reversed the controversial ruling that the prior head of the EPA, who was that, Scott Pruitt?
Yeah,
That,
Scott Pruitt.
Yeah.
The driver? Just kidding.
God no.
So this whole thing that's controversial is what they do is they put what's called gliders. They take new chassis of semi-trucks and put old motors in them that don't meet emissions regulations.
Right.
Yeah, the current regulations because they're more cost-effective. But there is a limit of 300 that they can do per year is all.
Yeah.
But Scott Pruitt basically said, I'm not going to enforce that. Just go ahead and make as many of them as you want, pretty much.
Yeah.
Wasn't
And-
that a form of recycling? I mean,
Um.
it's polluting more, but it's
Yeah. I mean,
recycling what we already have that works.
it's like burning your trash. I'm just returning it to the earth from
Right.
whence it came. Hand me
Through
that
the-
styrofoam.
via the air. Yeah. Anyways, interesting. Well, that's under this administration. I'm not too surprised.
Well, I mean, this is a baby step in the right direction. So
Yes.
we'll take a win where we can get it. Damn it.
Yes. No, I like I like that this is happening because if we're going to get squeezed out on emissions, then
Yeah.
why not trucks as well?
Yeah. There you go. I like that decision.
Yeah. Nobody can get away with it.
It's true. Good.
All right. So now the next item in the agenda is literally just truck us.
Truck us.
And that's because Ford is reportedly thinking about building a small unibody pickup truck.
Yes.
Based on what?
Based on the next generation Ford Focus.
Yes.
Yes.
The Ford Focus.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, that's
So-
nailed it.
I don't think this is an awful idea, although I don't think it will sell.
No, not here.
Nah.
Well, if it's a 4-door, sure, it'll sell great.
I mean,
I'd buy this.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, well,
But you would be like one of 6.
in my head.
It's true.
I'm imagining like a Focus sedan that they've just like chopped right behind the driver door.
Yeah.
Well, you
Oh,
see,
yeah.
now what I'm picturing is a Focus Coupe,
Yeah.
but with the Focus wagon rear half and
Yeah,
just
chopped
bed
up.
rails.
Huh.
So we're getting a Ute. We're finally
Yes.
getting
We're
a Ute.
basically
yes.
getting a front-wheel drive Ute of sorts.
Minus the rear-wheel drive and the huge power.
Minus everything that
Right.
we've come to know
Yeah,
and love.
here's-
That
well.
makes
minus
it a
everything that
Ute.
makes it a Ute. Right,
Well,
got it.
Or makes
Although-
it the use that we love.
Although I will say, so in Australia, this one of the support series for the Virgin Australia Supercar series is still the Super Ute series, but it is very different from the Utes we remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is no
Indeed.
longer like Maloo and like Falcon Utes. It's like legit like tiny pickups.
Oh, wow.
It's like
Like
it's
Rangers.
like Rangers and whatever
Yeah.
Volkswagen has, and
Yeah.
like those things.
Tamarack or whatever
Yeah.
they call it.
Yeah, and those things are on like production tires, and it is
Lovely.
Wow.
It's,
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a 7-lap race, and inevitably half the field crashes out.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Body
because-
roll central.
Yeah, it turns out those mud terrains don't really like to grip. So
You don't say.
Not on the street. They do like the mud.
yeah, no,
Right.
Not
Yeah.
so much for the
Mud.
pavement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Weird
yeah.
how that works.
But the
out.
question is, how is this going to? I really don't see a business model for this. So if Subaru can't make it work with a Baja, which everybody buys Subarus, I mean, granted, I think
Yeah.
it was a few years ahead of its time, but
Yeah.
it's still like, how could you take a soft rotor, a little bit lifted front wheel drive unibody, and make
With
people
no power,
in the
by the
U.S.
way.
Yeah, make people in the U.S. want it. Unless they've had an ST or RS version.
I mean,
in which case
I'm-
I'm in.
My
Because-
God, imagine that 2.3 in there from the Focus RS.
I mean,
Beautiful.
Because truck. I mean, look what sells right now.
Screw it. You give me a long wheelbase
the
Fiesta
Baja.
ST pickup,
Yeah.
I would buy it.
Yeah.
So what's your excuse for the Baja, though? Everybody likes the little soft rotors. Why did that not
Well, I think
sell?
I agree with you. I think it was ahead of its time, but also the bed was too small. It was even smaller than an Avalanche, right? So it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
they
Well, it
had
was supposed to
like
be.
no the
It
selling
was-
part. The selling point was a little
They
bit
had
more.
they had the same cargo capacity as a Brat,
Yeah,
but
exactly.
they had 2 more doors.
It was
Yeah.
basically.
See, what they needed to
an
do was
Outback.
put the
Yeah, it was
rear-facing
an Outback
seats
with a bed.
from the Brat
Yeah.
in the whatever the hell that one was
yes,
called.
because that's
Well-
legal.
Well, who cares?
We-
then
Damn it,
retro
they-
sells. I'm sorry, Dave. Retro sells. It's not like, hey, look at this 20 cubic foot bed.
I'm with you,
Right.
but
From a marketing perspective, that would have killed. That would have done a
But
lot better for that truck or car, whatever the hell it was.
antithesis to that is Dodge Dakota. As you know, 97 to 01, they had a 4-door.
Yeah, the
Dakota.
Dakota.
I have one. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's,
and
it's the quad
the
cab.
short bed.
It's a 4
was
and a quarter
like
foot bed.
4
Yeah.
foot.
Right.
Right. It was ridiculous.
Right, but
wasn't
it's
really
still
bad,
it's still
but still
perfectly
sold.
functional.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that's about the same
it was
size.
literally a Durango with a tailgate instead of a hatch.
Yeah.
And a lot of people still used it. I mean, I love mine. I just
Yeah.
need to actually fix it and use it. But I mean, it holds a lot of my shit.
yeah. But that was about the same dimensions as the
But that,
Avalanche.
that sold with
Absolutely.
a similar bed size to what the Baja.
Well,
the Baja was
so did
smaller.
the well. I mean, the F-150 Super Crew. You've got the double cab Tacomas. You've got
those
the
are
double
5.5
cab
foot.
Frontiers.
yeah, those
You've
are all
got-
big. I mean, and plus the Baja's was pretty shallow, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Like
It is
was
shallow.
It
It
was
was
shallow
very
bed.
shallow.
So it's like,
It's a passenger car
What
with
am
a
I gonna?
tailgate.
Yeah. So it's like, what am I going to put in there? Like a tree? One little tree
Yeah.
I bought with a
Yeah,
you know,
sure.
Potter. Maybe something like
You
that.
don't have the height restriction, and you don't have to worry about exterior climate or making a mess.
I think if they had fold-out rear-facing seats, would have saved that.
I think
would have saved that platform.
if every Subaru had fold-out rear-facing seats.
would have been amazing. Just follow what Elon does with Tesla.
Hey, Ford's come up with some pretty innovative things to put in their tailgate. They need to do that Rolls-Royce Cullinan thing where the seats come out from the floor
Yeah.
and slide out.
Yeah.
They need that seats to pop out of the tailgate so you
Well,
can
what happened to
literally
the-
tailgate.
What were the hot rod seats in the back? The tumblers or
yeah.
what?
The rumble
Rumble
seats.
Rumble
seats.
seats.
Let's
Yeah.
get the rumble seats back.
That
Call those mother-in-law buckets.
There you go. Yeah, you're in the back. Your mother-in-law. Anyways. Well,
But
hey.
anyway, if this
Truckus.
does happen,
I love the name.
Yeah,
The Ford Truckus RS.
They're going to call it something dumb.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Truckus. I like that name. Whoever came up with that, kudos to you.
I mean, I feel like it probably has its place. I mean, you got to think they have, or they are going to be focusing on the little smaller
Yeah.
off-road CUV looking things.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, those are blowing up right now. Look at all the Jeeps.
right,
and-
exactly.
Yeah.
So, I feel like this is the next logical step if you don't want a CUV.
Yeah.
Just imagine them bringing back the Sport Track name.
Oh, God.
Call the Focus Sport Track. I actually feel like that. I think the name recognition of both of those models would probably sell it.
Yep.
Rob.
I mean,
But,
I like the
Gavin,
Sport Track.
Y'all heard it
Not gonna
here
lie.
first.
Gavin, holster those eyebrows.
Oh, friggin' coming at it.
You can't stop him. You can only hope to contain him.
Anyway,
goddamn.
so if this does happen, it will most likely come to the U.S. market around 2022, and it will be built in Mexico to avoid tariffs, because that's a thing we have to worry about.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I have a feeling they're already building something like this in Mexico. So
Yeah,
it's probably
probably.
it's probably going to be the second generation or a continuation
And
of
that's,
the first
that's
generation.
obviously a safe place to transport something
Yeah,
you've built.
yeah.
Oh, wait, no, it isn't.
No, it is not.
No.
Absolutely not.
Old-timey train robberies are back.
Hey-o.
Yeah.
yes.
So,
Mazda and Audi are currently having to deal with the fact that stuff is being stolen from trains.
Like literal
Yes.
train heists are happening in
Yes.
Mexico.
Yes.
old school, too.
Let's go to Mexico and live our 1890s dreams
Let's not.
and frickin' rob trains. I'm in.
So you got to give them some ingenuity, but in these small towns in Mexico that these rails go through, people are piling up rocks on sections of track to make the train stop. They'll even pull up full sections of track
Yeah.
and have the train derail,
Yeah.
and then
derailments.
go run in and try and steal parts off these cars.
But these are towns that literally, where the government says these are people who live off the land, which
Right.
means
Yeah.
they are the poorest of poor.
Yeah,
Right.
this
Is what that
uh,
translates to.
is Alcozingo,
Yeah.
which is 4 hours south of Mexico City.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, this is,
they're sabotaging brakes. I mean, they're doing whatever they can to stop these trains.
they're trying to get theirs.
Yeah. And
but how does
stealing
this
parts.
But how does this apply to cars? You ask.
Oh, yeah, because so when you have to transport a lot of stuff over long distances, your options are really train or truck.
Yep.
Because air cargo is prohibitively expensive for a lot of this stuff. So,
Yeah.
and trains, they'll run all day and night.
And who's using this line down there in Mexico right now? I think it's a Mazda, right?
Yeah, Mazda.
Yeah.
Mazda
So
and
Mazda
Audi.
is literally taking a financial hit because of these
Yes.
these train robbers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because of this, because these parts are getting stolen and sold on the black market, Mazda's saying we're just putting it on trucks now.
Yeah, which is going to be a lot more expensive, because think about a train. You can fit
Yeah.
100-plus cars on there, and a
No
truck
gas.
you've got 6 or 7 maybe.
Yeah.
A typical parking lot, you can get eight vehicles on.
Okay,
There
so
you go.
8 vehicles.
And for those of you that don't know, parking lot is the nickname for a car hauler.
Oh, there you go.
In
Yeah.
the trucking world.
I learned something today.
So our boy Justin McIntyre can
J-Mac.
100% on that. Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
he can.
But in
he can fill us
that one town you were talking about there,
Yeah.
Mike, 521 crimes committed against cargo trains in that town in
Wow.
the past year.
In a 12-month period.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whew, that's more than one a day.
That
Yes.
is
And
quite.
I'm not good at
rough.
math.
That's closer to 2 a day.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I am a little confused though. Like, I mean, yeah, they're selling these parts, but who are they selling these parts to?
eBay.
I mean,
Black market.
there's probably some guy who's just like, hey,
Wherever
see
there's
this?
money to be made,
There's-
there's somebody there.
there's probably some dude who pulls up
Yeah.
in some sort of blacked out SUV and just says, hey,
What you got?
throws down some money. There's more if you do this thing
There's-
for me.
yeah.
So there's some
here's
drug
pennies
kingpin.
on the dollar.
There's
Yeah.
some drug
Yeah.
kingpin sitting on thousands of Audi alternators.
And Mazda
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah,
Yep,
and it's
exactly.
just, it's stuff that's going to get shoved into a container and then sent to Albania or some shit.
Right.
Of course.
You know.
That's where it always goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to open it up at the dock and be like, what the hell am I going to do with 43,000 Mazda dashboards?
I don't know, Dimitri. That's your problem. I don't know what they speak in Albanian,
But
but
whatever.
Wow.
I imagine it.
So analysts are saying that this tax 30%, like putting the stuff on trucks, that is now adding like 30% to Mazda's transportation costs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a
That's a lot.
yup.
That's rough.
Quite a bit.
But the funny thing is, what happened is they were in that same town. They were stealing fuel.
Yeah, there was a fuel racket, and then the government cracked down on that. So,
So now they've moved on to.
they have shifted their focus.
Did Butch Cassidy found this town? I mean, like, it just sounds like a town.
This is the
for
Old West.
outlaws by outlaws.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Old West.
It was probably Jose Cassidy.
There you go. Yeah. Josue
Yep.
Cuerva.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Nice.
Man.
Well, Mazda's relegated to the road. And speaking of road, no.
No.
Well, I mean,
I was going to say, speaking of losing money,
Oh, hey. Well, I was going to say I
But
tried.
I like where you're going with
tried
that.
my
Yeah.
version.
That was good. That was
Yeah.
good. So Land Rover is pretty much. I mean, they're not dicking around with their marketing and their naming. They call spades a spade,
Right.
and so they've already trademarked the Road Rover.
Hey.
name.
Wow.
Yeah.
As if, a Land Rover or Range Rover being a mall crawler to begin with.
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Wasn't bad enough.
Mall Rover.
They're just
Yeah.
going to go ahead and own it.
That's
Yeah.
a good name right there. They should
Mall Rover.
trademark Mall Rover. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good.
Mall Rover.
Yeah.
We'll only take 10%.
Yeah. Camcast.
Good on you, Gavin.
Cam bag mount.
Thanks, boys.
No bag.
Perfect.
So they're probably going to focus on street versions.
Yeah.
yes. So
you
they're,
know,
they're
Which doesn't really change much from the
No,
lineup.
no,
I mean,
it
yeah, they
really
always show
doesn't.
commercials
It
of
really
them
doesn't.
climbing stairs, but we all know none of those cars see
No.
dust.
And I actually was happened upon a Land Rover dealership over the weekend, and they
Happened upon?
Yes,
Oh, wow.
They
You
talked
just were
about
in
There's
that
only-
side of Salt Lake.
There's only
Yes.
one of Utah.
there's
So-
two.
Oh, there
There's
is
two.
now?
Yes,
Oh.
Centerville and downtown.
Oh, I didn't know they had one
Yeah.
downtown. Neat.
Yeah. Anyway, talking to a salesman there, he basically called it and said the Discovery now is a soccer mom vehicle.
Well, yeah, it's been.
It has electronic wizardry. I can't talk.
Yeah.
But it really is a soft rotor now.
Well,
rather
yeah.
than a
Well, they're
true
trying to bridge
off-roader.
the gap between Jag and Land Rover.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they're trying to say that the Road Rover could have some off-road ability, whereas the Jaguar does not.
Meaning it's
The
instead
Land
of
Rover
having...
technically does.
They probably won't have any kind of locking differential.
No.
but they're going to
No.
have
No.
like...
They won't even have
They're,
low
gonna,
range.
they're probably going to have skid control, stability control,
Downhills
maybe
and
some
ascent.
ascent control,
Yeah.
right? And then they're probably going to have like the air suspension.
Yeah, we are living in the day and age of the death of low range 4x4. Like, low range will not exist in our lifetime.
I disagree.
I
right.
don't see that not happening ever.
I disagree.
think that the way that we're progressing as we continue to urban sprawl and suburban sprawl, it will happen.
I could almost see electric vehicles though, just like
I
totally
think
taking over that. And having
There's always going to be the
traction.
fourth and third gen Forerunners that'll have all the low range, the Jeeps.
It
Even
doesn't
those,
matter how much power you're going to be able to put down, electric, hybrid, gasoline, internal combustion, what have you. There's always going to be a need for gear reduction.
Yeah.
But I think it's dying, and it
I
will
don't
die
think
in our
it is.
lifetime.
Well, look
I
at
don't think
Toyota's crawl control. I mean, you could do all that stuff manually, but it does it all with electronics.
With
and,
no low range.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the sign
I
of it being
don't
dead.
I don't say there's death that'll happen. I think I'm in between you two.
Right,
But
I'm saying that
Well,
in
you
our
literally
lifetime,
are.
you will not. You
Yeah,
will go to a
quite
Jeep.
literally.
You will go to a Jeep showroom, and you will walk in, and there will be no 4low in any of the
I don't
any
see
of the
that
Jeeps.
happening.
I do.
don't,
Watch
I,
it.
I believe it on the Jeeps.
Quote me in 30 years.
On Jeeps, yes, I will go with you.
30
on that.
years, it'll
Really?
happen.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah. I feel like they are going to have low enough gear ratio selections in the transmission natively. I mean, we're already at 10-speed gearboxes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For most of these things,
Yeah.
and
So
they've
it's
got
all gonna
like
be electronic controlled.
3-to-1
yeah.
final drives. So you're going to have a 5 or a 6-to-1 first gear, and you don't need to use it every time.
Yeah.
You know, like GM's current 8-speed. It starts out in second or third.
Heard it here first. Brett. Pizza Dad's calling it.
Yep.
Death of low range.
I don't think it's going to disappear. It might change phase.
Well, it'll be the
But it's
death.
not gonna disappear.
There's not going to be a 4low option. You're just going to push a button, and something's going to happen.
I don't know.
Yep, so that'll do it.
Yeah. So the funny thing is, though, about this, they're saying that. Whoa,
That was loud.
My bad.
Hey, thunder.
Gavin. Easy there. They're talking about this might be the Road Rover might be their chance to electrify their brand.
Oh,
Interesting.
So they don't dilute the Range Rover, Land
That
Rover
right
brand.
actually makes a lot of sense.
The Prius.
Hybrid or
yeah.
full e-drive. I could see that.
So it's basically the Jaguar I-Pace, but with a little off-road capability, maybe.
And more electric.
Okay.
Well,
I
the
can see it.
I-Pace is
Oh,
all
it is
electric.
electric.
Yeah,
I can
that's
see
right.
it.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, but where I was going to go with that is the losing money thing.
Of course.
Toyota keeps dumping money into hydrogen.
Hey,
And we don't know why.
no.
They're the only ones that seem to care about it.
Right, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to put money into hydrogen, but when 0 other manufacturers are joining you,
Well,
you have
that's
to, I mean,
Hyundai and Honda.
Honda's been
making a
doing
big
it for a
push.
long time.
they've been
Well,
doing
BM
it for a while, but they have pretty much abandoned it because the Clarity, they had the lease-only Clarity in California with hydrogen-free fill-ups, and Toyota did something similar about 2 years ago. And then Honda basically said, screw that, and made the Clarity its own model, which is only a hybrid or electric only.
Well, and BMW's
So-
been flirting with it since the late 90s.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, yeah,
it's-
everybody's been flirting with it, but I don't think anybody's really put
No one
any
commits.
attention into it in the last 2 years, except Toyota.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
2
it has-
years ago, Honda was about it, GM was about it, Toyota was about it. You haven't heard anything about it since,
Right.
except Toyota.
Well,
Well, I mean, it's one of those. It's it will.
I think it's a viable option if there was people putting money into it, but
Well, I
nobody
mean-
seems to care.
Well, I mean, Toyota seems with this, they're, wanting to not take a little half step forward, but actually go in on something.
Right. So they have their fuel cell vehicle, the Mirai, which is available only lease only in California.
Mm-hmm.
But they're finally getting some logic in their heads, and they're going to create some SUVs and crossovers that are
Yeah.
hydrogen.
Which,
And
That's
maybe
where we've
even
been
trucks.
going wrong the whole time. Yeah.
I feel, you're probably right. Something with a little bit of utility to it, something that where weight isn't exactly
That
going to hurt it.
Doesn't look like a Prius got hit with an ugly stick.
Right, exactly. And I think
Yeah.
that's where Ford and GM really took off with their CNGs in the 90s and 2000s.
Absolutely.
They were all SUVs and trucks. I mean, yeah, they did have some cars. Ford had cars. I mean, you could get a Cavalier CNG.
Yeah.
But all the ones that are that have stuck around, all the fleet use vehicles, are all trucks and SUVs, and it worked. So I think they're probably going to pull something off with this, but I don't know. I don't see it as being very popular. It hasn't been.
No,
very popular.
it's not mainstream enough.
No,
I think, and the focus right now, the hot word is electric. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
Tesla.
So
yeah.
So you can't go against that grain,
Okay,
and-
so-
and hope to succeed.
The Mirai was actually launched 4 years ago, and it cost around $60,000 before government incentives.
Yeesh.
yeah.
But they produced fewer than 6,000 of them
Wow.
globally because nobody wanted
Oh.
to get on board. But they're trying to push the range of the next Mirai up about 120 miles to 435 miles, which is
There you
pretty
go.
reasonable. But
Yeah.
There's your issue. 125 miles. Holy shit! I do that in a day.
Well,
I did that today.
they're adding 125, so
Yeah.
it was about
Oh,
300.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
it's-
Okay. That's better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't buy a Leaf, Dad.
Yeah. No. Never.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
never do that. Who would do that?
I still want to drive one
Oh,
in
hey,
the
Trent.
country.
Leaf Nismo.
I'm just saying.
yeah.
All the
you-
look
Yes.
of a
Wow.
sport and none of the performance.
Exactly.
Live your
Yeah.
dreams, but then die miserably.
damn.
Leaf Nismo.
Wow. Okay.
Anyways,
I
keep going.
feel like a rivalry is brewing here.
No, I'm
You've,
just-
you've been trying to start one for
Watch
a
No,
Dad,
while.
tell us how you
no,
really
it's
feel.
happening.
I'm just salty Pete. That's
Which
all.
dad loves us more?
No, we all know it's
I do.
Trent.
That's right.
Yeah, see, we both agreed.
Trent
I,
spends
I
way
come
more,
to your Little League games, all right?
Yeah, I don't.
Trent
Yes.
spends way more money on us.
Well, he has to.
That's true.
Oh, speaking of which, I need to throw you some money for
Oh, there you
the
go.
pizza.
I already did
Okay.
that. Oh, where were you?
Anyway,
Wow.
I brought the water.
Hey, which I didn't drink. This is my own water.
damn. Dad rivalry
Too-
brewing
you're-
right now.
Arrowhead,
You
yeah,
bougie bitch.
Kroger's too good for you?
Gotta have that
Yeah, you had to
Arrowhead,
have
baby.
the
100%
Arrowhead.
Mountain
Yeah.
Spring.
You might have paid for part of the pizza, but he paid for the website.
Ew.
Wow.
Yeah, yes,
Every
I'll-
month.
I'll never
Yeah.
touch. I'll never touch that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Wow. Okay.
I am
Anywho.
now unworthy.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the Mirais are all hand built right now. Takes them. I can't talk. They can produce only 6.5 cars a day.
Wow.
So
Jeez.
that's another thing that will have to be automated. Just
So they haven't filled out. They haven't figured out scalability at
Correct.
all. So it's
and that's infrastructure and
Yeah.
the vehicles
Yeah.
scalability.
no. So why are they even doing this then? I mean, it's a cool concept. I love
They-
the
that-
idea.
That's what's
They're-
boggling my mind.
They're trying to hedge their bets because, however great, just straight up electric battery-powered things are, the materials needed for the batteries are incredibly scarce, and the price just keeps climbing at insane rates for some of the elements that we need.
The rare
Right.
metals, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember a few years ago, some Russian company was going to do, they were going to pull a total Gundam thing, and they were going to go out to the asteroid belt and grab a large satellite, an asteroid, and bring it into Earth orbit. So
To
then
mine.
a resource satellite, something that, pops up in Gundam quite a bit, especially when somebody drops one on Scotland.
Well, it's a-
But but they couldn't make it work.
Viable idea.
Right.
It's a perfectly viable idea, but remember, the asteroid belt is quite a ways out there.
Indeed, it is.
Well,
So-
and just batteries are toxic in their own nature. I mean,
Yeah.
we can't
So-
recycle them. We just bury them in the earth.
Yeah, so
That's a good thing. That's out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, so-
let's do that.
Well,
More of
here's
that.
the thing: we just take a bunch of stuff from an asteroid, and we glue a bunch of shit back on it, and
Yeah,
we
there
just
you
kind
go.
of push it back out there.
Yeah, and then once it
Yeah.
becomes sentient, it comes back to kill us.
Let's do Futurama style. Let's
Yes,
just
there you go.
take our garbage and shoot it out to space.
Shoot it out to
I've
space.
been saying
I
that
think
for
we've been-
years.
It's like Wally.
Thank you.
I think
Thank
we've
you.
been doing that for
Yeah,
years.
it's like Wally, where you try to leave the
no,
atmosphere,
we
but
need to,
there's
like,
so much shit.
shoot it further out.
Oh, gotcha.
Further out.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Into deep space.
Hey, do you guys recycle? Yeah, put it in the Tesla can.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, but yeah, no, I understand why Toyota's wanting to do this because, this is another viable option. It is a thing that's been, proven to work, also while, it's not something they have to just, they're not betting the farm on this.
Right.
Well, yeah,
So-
no.
But
Yeah.
the thing is, Toyota is the more and more I read about them, the more short-sighted I feel that they are. Because even 2 years ago, they were saying we'd never make a full electric. I mean, we'll do hybrids all day.
Yeah,
but
no.
we'll never make a full electric.
Oh, yeah,
and
that's-
now they've reversed course. They also said they'd never do Apple CarPlay.
Yep.
Now they're reversing course.
I feel
Yeah,
like
I mean-
Toyota North America is that one friend that always wants to negate what you're saying,
No, they're that.
but secretly is like, "Fuck, they're right."
they're
Yeah,
that.
there you go.
No, they're that.
Contrarian.
They're that friend who's going to have a hard opinion on something, even when you're just trying to push them off. You're like, but that's not the hill you want to die on because it's a bad place to be. You don't
Yeah.
want to do that. And then they're like, no, this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm all about. And then 2 years later, they're like, oh yeah, I've always loved this thing.
Yeah.
Just they're that friend who just cannot
Yeah.
take any inventory of something that they have said, which is just the best kind of friend to have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Love you too, Mike.
Damn.
Crisp.
Oh, real quick side note. There's a video of Dave Grohl pulling a fan out of the concert who had like Kiss makeup, and he
Yes.
played Monkey Ring.
Yeah, but he
Yes.
played the guitar like a champ.
Yeah,
Yeah, he killed it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that today.
It's
Felt that
beautiful.
was apropos.
The Holy
Indeed.
Grail.
Yep. Anyway, so
Moving on.
moving on quickly.
We've got Audi bailing on us Americans.
Yes, they had that traffic
Well-
jam assist thing where the
Yeah.
cars would talk to light poles and other inanimate objects and tell you what traffic's doing.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I don't think Audi is necessarily bailing on us. I think it's because U.S. regulations and the fact that Americans are idiots.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So-
what's killing it.
Yeah,
So,
we're
yeah,
bailing
this-
on Audi.
This was a level 3 system, so Tesla's autopilot is a level 2, and full autonomy is level 5. So this is a step above autopilot.
Oh, okay. I was wondering
It's
which
amazing.
direction that scale was
So
going.
yeah.
I
so
wasn't
this is-
sure.
Or
this
how
is-
high that scale went.
Right.
Just like
So level 3 literally wipes your butt for you as you drive. I mean,
So
it's pretty
basically,
impressive.
level 3 means you do not have to hold the steering wheel at all in certain situations. So, like
Interesting.
low-speed situations,
Or freeway.
it would no, not necessarily freeway, but they
straight.
still want you to keep your eye on things.
Nah.
But in low-speed situations, it would basically allow the car to move between lanes and accelerate and brake without you having any input at all. And Audi said, we can't do this in the U.S. The regulations are going to be too hard, and
people are
we
dumb.
have to do customer training
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, which
to use the
Right.
system.
will
Here's
not
the
go
thing.
over well.
People in America are always like, "Oh, it's 2018. Why don't we have flying cars yet?" You guys run into each other on flat surfaces and parking lots. We don't
Yeah.
trust you going in the air.
Air.
You will
Yeah.
stare at me as we're walking down the hallway and then bump into me and act like I did something wrong.
Yeah.
O'Doyle rules.
Yeah, why
Wait,
do you think I would ever let you travel in a third access,
There's-
let alone
yeah.
you have trouble with just the two.
Well, yeah, and training someone in the modern age, they would just get in the car and be like, well, look up the wiki page of this, and what do I need to do?
Hey,
Where's
man,
the YouTube tutorial?
Yeah, where's the
behind this?
YouTube? Let's
All
pull up
right,
that
guys,
tutorial.
it's time for you to go ahead and prove to us what you've learned. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that?
Yeah, what?
I'm
The
sorry.
moment
I
you
w-
make
I was-
something idiot-proof, the world makes a better idiot.
There you go.
There we go.
Preach.
And they say
Wise
we can't build a better
words.
mousetrap.
The mouse just gets smarter or dumber. Pick one.
Either or.
Yeah, have
Yeah,
you ever
so-
noticed that child locks in houses are more adult-proof than they are child-proof?
It's true.
Just throwing it out there.
Yep.
That is an American thing.
Yes,
the,
it is.
The funny thing is, Audi actually says that the traffic jam pilot allows drivers to, quote unquote, focus on a different activity that is supported by the car, such as watching the onboard TV. Look at what you've done to yourself, America.
Yay.
You can't watch TV while driving because you can't learn to drive a freaking car.
Holy shit, like Wall-E was literally this.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It's shit
A
like
bunch
this
of
that makes me
fat
want to jump off a
Americans
bridge.
Oh,
I
strapped
swear
to
to
a
God.
thing,
Yeah.
Yeah.
chowing down on popcorn and candy while it was commuting you.
Apparatus.
Oh my god.
Yep.
Man. Well, go.
Idiocracy was not supposed to be a documentary.
In
Oh, it
advance.
is. Yeah.
Fucking
Biblical.
hell.
Ahead of its time.
All hail President Camacho.
It's got electrolytes!
Hey,
It's
not
got
my
LaPlante's
fault.
crave.
I voted for King.
Oh, jeez.
Ah.
Oh,
Holy
lovely.
shit.
Wow.
That was...
Throwing it back to 98 right there.
Thank you.
I'm always good for a Simpsons reference.
Well, I'll just vote for a third party.
Go ahead.
Throw your vote away.
It's like 2016 all over again.
Oh, great Mormons. Actually, we're intergalactic Presbyterians.
Oh,
Moving on, real
Wow.
quick.
yes.
Okay, we could dip into this last
Yeah.
one.
Yes,
So,
cheating in NASCAR.
Well, I
Yay,
mean,
who cares?
speaking of making a better idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's alive and well, baby.
Yep. In NASCAR.
Yes.
So
Classic.
yeah, you think there's nothing that NASCAR hasn't tried? Well, they have now. So some of their
of carburetors?
They did up until about 3 years ago.
Man, this fuel injected is really just,
Look at that.
it's amazing.
Some electronics
You
do
mean I
stuff.
have to use a computer?
Wow.
No. Anyway,
Control-Alt-Delete this on the pit lap, can I?
Wait, you got disc brakes? They're made of CDs?
CDs what?
Fucking NASCAR.
Laserdisc, baby.
Anyways.
Laserdisc.
Holy shit.
So they found a way to cheat. How did
yes.
they do it?
So on some of the road tracks,
Windshield wipers, baby.
they allow them
God.
to have windshield wipers.
So these 40
even though it like never rains at
Yeah.
some of these tracks.
and
Yeah.
they don't race in the rain, even if it did.
No, they never race in
They
the
do
rain.
allow it on some of these road courses.
Like-
That's where they have these windshield wipers, where these come in. But what they've done is they've started to fix the position of them
Oh,
in
God.
certain positions upright to give themselves a small aerodynamic advantage.
so
Benefit the arrow.
is this the modern redneck equivalent of the mono wiper from BTCC cars in the 90s?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Precisely.
But
Holy
it's like
shit.
it's a windshield wiper gurney edition is what I'm hearing. Is
But-
what it is.
But yeah,
Is
some
what it
teams
is.
the teams don't have a decisive thing though. Some of the teams have them at like pointed at the 10 o'clock. Some of them have them pointed at 11 or
Noon.
12.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
they're all trying different ways just to get that little bit of an advantage.
I don't
in
think a
aero.
4,500-pound car is really going to get that much of an aero
Well,
advantage.
Yeah, they basically said there's no way it's going to help you win the race, but that everybody's just looking for that little
every
bit.
little bit helps.
I do love the image that they had in that, and you could see literally
Yeah.
every car in that shot had a different position for
Right.
the windshield.
Yeah.
wiper. It's amazing, and they're not on; it's just in the stuck position. So, hey,
So-
good. Good for. I love ingenuity. If you could find a way to win, do it.
Yeah, man.
That's cool. But
But of course, now that they found a loophole in the 2019 rules,
There's
that
no more
is going to
Deading
be
it. So more
taken
wrecks.
care of,
This
yeah.
means more wrecks.
I
Their
mean-
aero instability will continue, and we'll have more big ones
Yep.
on the road
yeah,
courses.
so they actually have to put in the rules now. You can't use your wipers unless it's raining.
right, which they don't race on, anyways.
Yeah,
So who gives
so-
a shit?
Yeah, so
Pussies.
it's utterly meaningless. So
I mean, I don't
I mean,
have a
I-
strong opinion about them.
I feel like somebody's just going to adjust them incorrectly, and it's going to grab the bottom edge of like one of their tear-offs, and it's just going to wad up with a bunch of plastic.
There you go.
It's going to look like you hit a garbage can
Right.
on the freeway.
You're like, I'm driving through some jellyfish. Is this good?
it's just that ball's tear off is just going to get so big. And just like,
boy,
well-
these windshield wipers sure are dangerous and inconvenient.
But I do love me some Fig Newtons.
I love me some Wonder Bread.
And then suddenly poor Kevin Harvick's going to get hit by a basketball-sized wad of tear-offs.
I just can't wait for Kyle Busch to rip a wiper blade off and start swinging it at somebody.
Oh, it's gonna happen. It'll be Joey Logano.
Yo.
Joey Logano.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's
It's
always
gonna
in the
be
fights.
It's going to be a sword fight. Kyle Busch
Yeah.
and Joey Logano with wiper blades.
With wiper blades.
This
It'll be like
gonna give
frickin'
you the
Ricky
Bush
Bobby
wipe.
and Pierre.
This is why we can't ever have a NASCAR team, because we would find the driver who would do that, and we would just be like trying to clear people out, be like, no, let them settle this.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. What we would do
And we would
is
pay them handsomely.
we would get Mike to be our driver. Doesn't matter how good or bad he is. Doesn't matter. The whole time he would be trying to communicate with us. We wouldn't let him finish a sentence. He would be
yes.
so filled with rage
Yes.
by the end of it.
He would win.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah, and then
would.
I beat
Yeah.
Kyle Busch to death
No,
on
wait, what?
national TV.
Yeah.
and we would all thank
Which
you
we
for
would
that.
all cheer.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Today's NASCAR Mint 400, whatever the hell you want to call it, Wiper Blade Rage of the Day is sponsored by Bosch Icon Wiper Blades.
Copyright Ricky Bobby.
Well, there we have it.
There it is.
Rain-X.
God damn.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, NASCAR.
Sponsored by Rain-X.
And they wonder why they're bleeding fans and viewers. Who cares?
Just
It's
embrace
almost
it.
like it's an uninteresting sport.
Yeah, with zero
Well,
road relevancy.
If they'd stopped using the rear suspension from a truck designed in the early 60s,
And maybe, I don't know. They've lost their way so long. Just whatever.
to be
Well-
fair, it's not like they're going to be able to build a decent car on any current production chassis.
Nope.
No, I know. That's why they should race production chassis, because it would be way more interesting to watch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Anyways,
No.
stock car racing, like they called it back in the 80s.
I mean,
Stock.
Yeah,
I don't know if I wanted to see a fleet of 50 2019 Malibus going around a left-hand circle.
Down.
I would just stand in a parking lot of a mall on Christmas Eve.
All you'll see
No.
there is Suburbans and Yukons and
Pilots.
Tahoes. We
No.
covered this 2 episodes ago.
Here's what they need to do. They need to bring back dirt as a significant portion of the calendar. At
Yes.
least a third of the races need to be on dirt ovals.
No, I've got an even better idea.
Just a good
Let's-
old boy.
Let's do.
Ain't a mean no harm.
God.
Let's have them race around the Mall of America parking lot
Holy shit.
and try to find parking spots.
I like
and
it.
Be the last one standing before the music stops.
Parking spaces are to find during Christmas season.
And on that festive note, I believe it's time to bring this sucker in.
With our windshield wipers partially up. Let's
Yep.
park this boat.
We need all that downforce, baby.
Yep.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us each and every week. We are
Yes.
available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Play, wherever you find your podcasts.
We're everywhere.
We'd appreciate if you subscribe to us if you haven't already. Leave us a rating and a review.
5 stars are recommended.
I mean, if you don't give us 5 stars, we're going to ask why and call you a hater.
It's true.
You ain't paying
But
for
hey,
this.
5 stars might get you on the show.
Damn
Like
right.
Luke Draayer here.
Or kicked out of a library.
Either or.
He got kicked out of the library, so this was the option.
Good option, in my opinion.
There we go. Beautiful.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. You can get us. We're at Cam Auto Mag on all major social medias.
Yep.
Yes.
Mailbag at camautomag.com. You can
Hit
go
us
ahead
up.
and write us if you just want to, if you have a track daily crush. If you've got a, if you think I'm attractive, if
Yes.
you've just got something random you want to say.
Or
Do you want to date Dave?
if you got or if you got a random question, fuck it, we'll field them.
I mean, yeah, we like the randomness.
Yeah. I mean,
And the best part about being random too is if you like the random that we do, chances are you know somebody else who likes the same kind of random.
yeah.
So share us with your friends.
There we go. Yeah.
Don't forget to hit up CamAutoSwag.com.
That's
for
right,
all
buy cool
your-
shit.
Yeah,
all
we
your
got
Cam
stuff.
Auto Mag needs.
Yeah. Blow most of your budget there, then go to over steadybroke.com. Use that coupon code CamAuto15. Blow the rest of your budget there.
Exactly. You can be ballin', buy all your stuff from us, and then once you're broke, stay steady broke.
Damn right.
Buy more shit.
Yep.
Then you're good.
It's a lifestyle choice, and
It
I choose
really
to
is.
live it.
It really
Yeah.
is. I like ramen.
I do.
Oh, man.
Had some yesterday.
Get creative with the ramen, folks. Send us
true.
your favorite ramen recipes. Mailbag at
Scrambled
camautomag.com.
Oh, yeah. I actually am
Yeah.
really interested in that.
Yeah, there we go.
So if you want to date me and cook me ramen,
Chicken ramen with scrambled eggs.
Oh, my
And
God.
It's hard to beat that.
Okay, we'll get into this in the next episode. So until next time, I've been Mike.
I've been Gavin.
I've been Professor Dave.
I've been Trent, and Brandon left us
He's
On behalf of Brent.
Buying a
on
pack of
behalf
smokes.
on
Okay.
behalf of old Jack Dad. I don't
whatever.
know.
Just
Yeah.
words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been Luke.
Yeah.
Hey.
There we go. All right.
Catch Luke on Thursday's episode, guys.
We'll see you in a couple days, folks.
Indeed. All right.
I mean, if
Okay.
you're gonna buy me a pack of smokes, just come back at least. God.
We're already doing the fade out thing.
Did you piss
It's worse
excellence?
of piss. It was like 20 minutes of just urine. Hey, are we
God
still-
damn.